All right, all right. Good evening, everybody. Good evening to you all. Good evening, everybody that's joining in to the Embrace It Community Podcast. Hey, listen, I just want to say hello to everyone that is joining in tonight. I want to say hello to those who are watching near and far. If you on the East Coast, welcome. If you are on the Central Standard Time, welcome on in. I want to welcome those that are watching from Dominican Republic, Nigeria, Pakistan. Thank you all for joining in. Hey, I was just reminded by one of my good buddies, one of my good minister friends that reminded me that this is the 2-year anniversary celebration that the Embrace It Community Podcast has been doing this thing on the podcast. So I want to say thank you to every one of you that have supported, every one of you that have joined in, and those of you that joined in and stayed, and that there were some that didn't stay. I want to thank you all for just being here for me for this show. And so I always like to start off with this show saying thank you. Muchos gracias. Thank you so much for everything that you have done, everything that you have said, everything that you commented on, the lives I've touched, the lives that I made difference in. I want to say thank you. So I truly applaud everyone that has supported this show. So tonight I'm going to do something different. I don't normally do this when I come on. I'm just trying to see the streaming live. So it is streaming live. And so I'm just going to get on here. And I don't normally do this, say, come on in, doing all that other stuff. But tonight I'm going to do that. And I'm doing it for a reason, because I want to hear the thank yous. If anybody has something they want to say, comments that they want to make, or anything like that, I want to go ahead and say, come on in. Let's talk about it tonight. Thank y'all so much for joining in. Andrell Perry, I see you. Missed you today in church. Missed you so much. You missed the big announcement that was made. So you'll get the news. I'm sure you'll hear about it sooner or later. But yeah, so I want to invite you all. Come on in tonight, and let's talk about how have the show impacted you, if any way whatsoever. If it did or didn't, have you been watching? How long have you been watching? How long did you watch? Did you stay on for the whole show? What you think? What you think about the show? What do you feel that can be done better? What do you think that can be done to improve for the community? All of the above. I'm trying to just figure out, what we can do moving forward into the next year. So my children, I want to thank all of my children, and I want to thank all of my children that has motivated me to do this and listen in. They listen in on the back end. But Javon Jones, I want to thank you, sir, which is my oldest son, who put the idea together for me to go ahead and do this. So I want to thank him, especially because he invested in his dad to make the first move with the first mic set and everything that I had. And I'll never forget, I had my computer, the computer that I was using, right? It was an older computer, and I was just trying to figure out why did everything look like it was lagging, like, the voice wasn't keeping up with everything. So I had an old computer. And so there were some investments made. Really, thank you, Andrell Perry, for your investment that you made into this. And I want to let you know also that you sowed into good ground. You really did. And so I'm just thanking you from the bottom of my heart. I'm thanking those that have also went ahead and supported with the Buy Me a Coffee, because I had a lot of support there as well. So I want to thank you all that supported the Buy Me a Coffee, /Embrace It. So thank you all for doing that too. My family members in New York City that supported, some supported on a monthly basis, some didn't. But thank you all for doing that. Listen, this has been a journey, because so many times I didn't want to do this. I didn't want to continue going on and talking and doing all this stuff. I didn't want to do it. I was just, like, what am I doing it for? Until I started getting the call saying, man, thank you for your show. I've been listening. Very powerful, very motivating. So that's what kept me coming back. The one or two that kept telling me that I'm doing a good job. So I want to thank you all for doing so. So this song I came across that really touched my heart and let me know that my living and what I'm doing was not in vain. So I was able to find this song. And so I played it on the end of my show last week. And it's a real powerful, it's coming straight out of the book of Psalms, man. And it touched me because it's one of my favorite Psalms that, just let me know that God, he's got me because he's my shepherd. So listen, and while I just get these other advertisements going on, I'm talking between you if you can still hear me. I had a lot of co-hosts to come on. My boy, the bearded guy, brother Derek, came on, and he supported. Sybil Wilkes came on and supported. I can't start calling all these names. We talked about everything. Lorenzo, my brothers from New York one of my brothers that were one of my incarcerated inmates on my unit when I was a correction officer. I had those brothers come on talking about life after, Lorenzo that came on, and Marcus Cooks, all of these brothers that came on and supported the show. If I can think of, I'm trying to think of somebody else that may have supported. Loretta Perry with her own show down in Georgetown, Georgetown, Texas. She came on and supported as well. So I had a lot of support. Let's see here. Andrew, I ain't got my glasses on, so I need to put my glasses on so I can read it because it's so small. Thank you so much. Congratulations on the anniversary. Yes, it has been, I'm telling you, 2 years. 2 years. I didn't even believe that it's been 2 years. So, yeah, man, I'm telling you, I can tell you like this. This show started out with nothing financially to do this show. Nothing. I mean, I was barely able to make the payments on the StreamYard, while I was doing this. That's why I kept saying, man, why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? And I can tell you from that time to present, God has blessed this show tremendously. When I tell you he's blessed it financially, mentally, physically, he has blessed this Embrace It Community podcast. Everything you see where I'm at today is letting you know that this is all God. This is all God. The suicide prevention hotline that I keep putting up every week, 24 hours a day, 365 days out of the year, English and Spanish, is calling toll free. That was not in vain because I've had people call in talking about they wanted to end their lives. So that's why I'm saying when I have this stuff on the show, it's not for me. It's for somebody. Like I said, the harvest is plentiful, but the laborers are so few that's out here in the community want to touch the people in the community. So this is what I'm trying to do, y'all. I'm trying to be a light beacon in the community with my little bitty podcast show that comes on and have less than 213 followers on the main Embrace It community page and so on. And I'm trying to build up the YouTube. I'm not waiting on nobody. I'm doing what God is telling me to do. Because all I got to do is listen to his voice before I listen to anybody else's voice, even my own voice, because sometimes I don't even want to do this. Like I said, I don't even want to do it, but I do it. I'm doing it because I'm touching lives. So join in tonight. Has this show touched your heart? Has this show done anything for you? Let me know. I'm hoping that it has. Let me know. I don't have a script tonight. I don't have a format, nothing like that. I'm just going to get on here and freestyle it because I can. God's given me the gift to do that, to freestyle and talk about it, motivate and educate and move people from point A to point B. I see it happening every day in my life when somebody comes up to me and starts saying, man, thank you so much. Thank you so much. So this month here, in the month of June, I was reminded that it is also a very special month. It's Men's Mental Health Awareness. I talked about it last week, talked about it just briefly on that last week. And it's a lot that men go through. It's a lot that we're dealing with that brothers, young men are going through, young and old men that's going on in their lives. We got a big this thing going on here in the Texas area with it's not going on any longer. Carmelo Anthony, who got caught up in his feelings, in his anger, in his rage, and did something that he's regretting to this day. You know, my condolences to the family of that young man that's life was no longer here. But here you have two men, two young men, lives are destroyed one way or another. The lives are destroyed. So yeah, real talk. Both lives are destroyed. So that's why I'm saying, man, shout out to both of them, to their family members. My condolences to you both. Whether I don't care what y'all say about them, I don't care. This is just my show. This is my opinion. But I'm telling you, I am really, really, really concerned about the young people in my community. I'm concerned. I'm concerned. I'm flipping through some music here. I'm just putting on stuff in here. One of my songs, my favorite songs that got me through this show and got me through some things when I first moved here to Dallas, Texas, was this song by Layla Hathaway. And I think I can play it, but it probably won't stay on because I don't own the rights to the song. So I want to make mention, I don't own the rights to the song by Layla Hathaway. When I, play it at the end of the show, I'll put it on and everything like that. But so I don't own the rights to the show, but I just want to say that as well. And when I talked about when I first came on, the best way for me to get this show going and to get it started was to be transparent about where I was in 2020 when I moved here. I was just sitting down thinking earlier this week, and I said, this was a mistake. And then God said, no, it was not a mistake, because out of the choice that I made to move to Dallas, Texas, marry this young lady, which was a disaster, because we didn't know each other. We thought we knew each other because we had an affair with each other back in New York City when we were young, and thinking that 20, 30, 25 years later that this person was going to be okay for me to get with was a disaster. So that mistake was on me. But when I thought about it, and I never forget, like not soon after I got here and I was in that relationship, it was going so crazy, I wanted to leave. I wanted to go back to Columbus, Ohio. I just wanted to go. And I started reaching out to my pastor back then, Pastor Bo Burns and Alita Burns and Mom Wallace. And I was just talking to them one day. I was sitting outside and they said, you're always welcome to come back home. So that was in 2020 when I had that talk with them with all the things that I was going through. Man, when I tell you, gentlemen, men, we're talking about men's mental health, the stuff that I went through, the stuff that I had to endure to make me who I am today, I don't wish it on anybody. You want me to tell you some of it? Okay. Having the police called on me 12 times in a matter of 6 or 7 months with non-justifiable, credible calls. And how do I know all of this? Because I was able to obtain some information that let me know that this woman was trying to destroy my character. Whichever way possible, she was trying to destroy my character, her family, everything. She tried to commit suicide by taking Tylenol and all that stuff. And that was crazy, and that was supposed to be on me, and everybody started hating me. But then she started calling the police, and the last thing that happened in that whole situation, because I'm trying to help a man, trying to help the brothers today with their mental health, was that she called the police and told them that I touched her and she did not warrant the touch. She didn't want to be touched. And when I found out that that was done, and she called the police and tried to get me on sexual abuse charges and all of that stuff, it broke me down. I was on my way to work. I never forget when I found that out. It broke me down, and I'm not even gonna say crying. I was wailing. I was in so much hurt, so much disbelief that was being done to me. But thanks be unto God. When I say God is a protector and a shield, he will protect you in a time of trouble. Make a long story short, the investigation that was done, I kudos to the police agency and the detective that did it, where he found out that this stuff was not real. She was making all of this stuff up. and I was never charged with anything like that. But that foolishness is enough to take a man to another level. If you're not aware what this is all about, because this is not against flesh and blood that we are fighting, this is spiritual wickedness and evilness that get into people. They get angry, they get frustrated, and they try to do what they want to do and say what they want to say, thinking that they can harm a child of God, knowing that you didn't do it. So I had to go through some stuff. So when I think about men's mental health awareness, I'm looking at a survivor from all of that foolishness that I had to go through. So that song that kept me going, and hopefully, like I said, I don't own the rights to this song by Layla Hathaway, but can I play it? And as much as you're able to hear, if you're joining in live, thank y'all for joining in live. But this song was the song that kept me alive, because the investment that I made in this house I purchased furniture, I purchased pergola, did extensions on it, over $25,000 of work that I did on this house. And I had to leave this house. And when I left this house, I began to cry because I went from a house to a small 800 square foot apartment that smelled bad. And so I began to cry. And then while I was crying, I heard the Lord say, "But you're not in jail." That did it. That part right there let me know that God had me protected. So I went from that to a 800 square foot apartment, and I began to fix that apartment up as if it was my home. I made it smell good, I made it look good, but it could have been a jail cell. So talking about mental health awareness, when I look back over my life and think things over and what God has done for me and how he protected me. So that's why I get on and tell people there is help. You know, God is our source. Yes, he's our source. But definitely get yourself some counseling. Definitely get yourself some therapy, because I had to go through that after that. And then at the end of the day, if you really feel that you need help, dial that 988. And I talk about it all the time, 988. Get that help that you need. But this song right here helped me, kept me safe that whole entire time. So that was 2021. Yeah, 2021 in my place. And I'm thinking that I'm safe in my place. Now that I moved and got away from the craziness, the madness, I put cameras up. Don't you know that she came there, banging, demanding entry into my apartment, taking my cameras down and banging on the glass and trying to get in and all of that stuff. And I had to call the police on her, on that. They took their time coming until I told them that she's about to break the glass. And then they finally came. And what did they do? Of course, don't do that again. You come back around here again, we're going to slap you on the wrist. We're going to arrest you, you know, and that's what I mean. So this system is not designed favorable for a man or black man or man, period. Okay, so be mindful of that whenever you find yourself in something that you know you wasn't supposed to be into. But you got to get to that place in God and trust God through the whole process. So there was the struggle from even after I left. There was a financial struggle, but I know God had me, and I kept praying and I kept saying, God, I know you got me. 2023, 2024, started seeing the light, and the light that was out seeing wasn't an oncoming train. I really started believing and trusting God. Got back into church in 2023, 2024. I started attending my church, Mount Rose Church here in Dallas, Texas, and I sat. I didn't want to play. I didn't want to sing. You feel me? Because right now I'm wounded. I'm bleeding internally. I'm healing on the outside, but I'm still wounded and bleeding. So I had to just get there and sit. And I sat for about a year without doing anything. And then I started working in ministry. Other than inside the church, I started going to the nursing homes, and Minister Andrew Perry started going with me. We connected. She helped me with the podcast. And it's just been a beautiful, beautiful thing that God was showing me that He has work for me to do, even in the midst of what you were going through. Because, like I said, I didn't think I was going to make it through that situation. I didn't think I was going to make it, but I had to keep playing these songs like this over and over and over again. And that's why I'm repeating these songs. That's why I'm doing it, because sometimes it's not a whole playlist. Sometimes it could be one or two songs that can get you through whatever it is that you're going through. Because when you listen to it over and over and over, the words start now becoming a reality to what you need to speak, say, and do. That's what I had to do over and over and over again. The Lord is my shepherd. You see what I'm saying? Did that make sense to anybody? If it does, just let me know if any of this that I'm saying to you makes sense. So the transparency part in the Embrace the Community podcast is something that I decided to do. Nobody asked me to do it, but I did it just to help somebody, to let somebody else know, man, it's okay to cry. It's okay to be transparent. It's okay. It's okay. But it's not okay to say you are okay and you're really not. So that's what I had to do. Promote the show on the community, that it's okay to be transparent. It's okay to go through some things, but know that your source, your help, is from a higher being than anybody on this earth. So keep that in mind. So like I was saying, 2 years of support. Thank you, thank you, thank you. For those of you that are watching, that are just coming in, thank you, thank you, thank you for supporting the Embrace It Community Podcast for 2 years. This has been going on. If you want to continue to support, you want to see more of this show, let me know. Drop me an email. I got email. If you don't know the email address, let me put the email address up there for you, please. I will put that up there. It is the Embrace It Community Podcast at gmail.com. Drop me an email. Let me know how you're doing. Let me know some of the things that God has brought you through, some of the struggles that you had to go through. Jump on in on now. Come on in and let's talk about it. Let's talk about how God has showed you that He had you. How did He show you? Now you heard how He had me. So if I know He had me, so tell me, how did He have you? How did He keep you safe? How did He make you whole? Are you still going through a process where you need to be looked at and talked to and get some counseling? Things that you're dealing with. What is it? What's going on? So let's talk about it. I'm be on here for another 4 or 5 minutes. I just wanted to come on and talk about the show. Thank y'all for joining in the show. If you're just joining on, 2 years, Embrace It Community Podcast has been going down. You missed it. Go back and watch it from the beginning, what I was talking about. So 2 years. So was this move in vain? No, it was not, because I met some great people and I got some things accomplished in my life, and the things that God has opened up and showed me that nothing that I put out was lost. He returned it back to me. When I say it came back to me more than what I put out, I'm not going to get into my bank account, but I'm just letting you know right now, nothing's lacking. I'm going to tell you like that. He showed me that He had me, and I had to do something. I had to trust Him. Man, that's the hardest thing to do when you're in a storm, trusting God. All right. So you had to I had to take my mind and my vision off of what I was seeing. So that's why I say, when you change the way you look at things, things change. And I live on that. And I'm telling you, that's the only way. That's the only way that I made it to this day. So thank you so much, God, for showing me that if I keep my eyes stayed on you, your word says you'll keep me in perfect peace. So thank you. Thank you, Father, for showing me that. So anyway, Embrace Community Podcast, 2 years in the making. 2 years in the making. Thank y'all for the support. Thank y'all for the support, coming on and watching and sharing. Continue to do this. Share this with somebody. Share this with a brother or sister that you know that might be dealing with some things going on in their life. You know, I don't come on here to preach to you. I just come on here to enlighten you and try to motivate you. It's enough pastors and preachers online. There's enough of that going on. And so I'll leave that up to them. But as a chaplain, this is what I do. I am a listener. I'm just ministry of presence. I stand in, I listen to you, and I let you know that here's the keys that you need to take and grasp hands on to. That's what I do. So good news, right? Check this out. The Embrace It Community Podcast has been on for 2 years, right? Guess what? Embrace It Community Podcast is going to be going live from Columbus, Ohio. So, yeah, I just had to do that. I just like to laugh. Yeah, so we're taking the show to Columbus, Ohio in August. It's going to be now going to be shown in Columbus, Ohio. Well, that's where we're going to be streaming from, Columbus, Ohio. So we're going to be on the East Coast. And so those that are watching here on Central Standard Time are going to have to remember that at 6 o'clock, stay on your 6 o'clock, but I'll be on the 7 o'clock time coming on in. So I'm excited about the move. I'm excited about the door that has opened up in Columbus, Ohio. And I told you when I first got here and I wanted to go back home to Columbus, Ohio back then. And my pastors back then and my mother back then told me to come on back home, son. And like I said, I didn't think I was going to ever go back, but I sat 2 weeks on the offer before I even, made a decision on it because the first thing I wanted to do was talk to my children about it and, get their input on it, how they felt. And there was so much love behind it. So that made it so much easier because I have children there. I have 3 daughters there in the Columbus, Ohio area. So I'm excited about that part of the relationship that I'm going to be able to rekindle and make sure that they're good because everybody know daughters, they need their dads. Sons, they need their dads. But just to hear them say, wow, can't wait, looking for you to come back. I'm excited. That made me feel good because here sometimes that mental part of being here in Dallas, Texas and not having any family. Yeah, I struggled. I struggled with some things. I struggled with that a couple of times, a little bit of depression. I was really depressed. So that's what's going on. That's what's new. 2 years in, we're moving strong. We're going to keep this thing going and going. Thank you for your support. I appreciate all of you that have watched and all of you that have supported the Embrace It Community Podcast. My son gave me the name for it, Embrace It. That's how we got the name. And that's how this thing has been going for 2 years. Thank y'all so much for supporting, watching, loving, and liking. And the ones that even didn't like it, thank y'all so much. I appreciate everybody that has played a part in this Embrace It Community Podcast. So I'm excited to see what the next chapter is going to be. I told y'all briefly, I made some little infomercials about rooftop talk. So get ready for some rooftop talk. And this is going to be with some men. We're going to sit around, no judgment zone. They want to light up their cigars, light them up. They want to have a glass of wine, but we're going to talk real talk in the next chapter of the Embrace It Community Podcast. And that's what I was asked to do just last night, talking to a brother back there in Columbus, Ohio. He's excited about me coming that way to help him with the men that has been coming to him. And he says, man, I'm so glad to hear this. This is why we're talking. So there's going to be some exciting things going on in the Embrace It Community Podcast, Rooftop Talk. And so please tune in, continue to tune in and watch this thing grow. I never experienced anything like this in my life. I always loved radio. Even when I was a kid, I loved playing like I was a radio DJ. That's what I remember doing. So as I flash back over my life and I realized these are the things that I was doing as a kid that are now coming in full tuition, that, man, I was speaking my future when I was doing this. I did a couple of times playing church with my cousin, but the majority of times I sat in the basement and just read things as if I was the radio DJ, back then in New York City. Growing up in New York City, the Quiet Storm was Frankie Crocker, man. For those of you that were in the New York City area, that was who I admired it and I listened to it. And I loved his smooth tone voice, man. And that's why I think I picked this up here, because I admired that and I kind of studied that and mimicked that, So that's what's going on with the Embrace It Community Podcast. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I can't thank you enough for everything that you have done. Support, tuned in, chimed in, whether you stayed on 5 minutes, 2 minutes, 29 minutes, went back and watched it again. But follow me on YouTube. Please follow me on YouTube as well. Those of you that may not know, we are on YouTube. Those of you may not know that you can follow us on Instagram as well, but mainly the Embrace It Community Podcast page is where we can find it, and on YouTube. So if you want to support, buymeacoffee.com/embrace it. You can do that as well. Okay. So that's how you can support and keep the Embrace It Community Podcast going. That's the QR code up in the corner there, so that you can scan that with your phone. If you have any problems with it, let me know. But thank y'all so much for the support for 2 years of the Embrace It Community Podcast. I appreciate every last one of you, family, friends, and enemies. I appreciate you all. Thank you so much for what you've done. Thank you for everything that you have said. And thank you for everything that you have shown me in this whole season of growing. This whole season, it has been a season of growing on podcasts, because I didn't know, how to do half of this stuff. I had to figure it out, made my mistakes and, fixed it, did the oops and all of that stuff. So thank y'all so much for watching and supporting the Embrace It Community Podcast. So until next time we get together, we're going to do it again next Sunday night, live at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, 7 o'clock if you are on the East Coast. Keep supporting, keep loving, and keep sharing, and keep letting me know that you are being fed somewhere or another by this show. Remember, I love you because I happen to love me first. That's the only way that I'm able to do this. Love you. I'll see you again next time, next Sunday. Be blessed.
Thank you for listening to Embrace It, the community podcast. We'd love to hear from you. Follow the community podcast page on Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube. Please like and share the podcast with your community circle.